What's up, y'all? What up, good people? It's Monday afternoon, Monday night, 9 p.m. So you know what time it is. Time for the Ravens Roundup. And we got our usual cast of characters here for this Monday. It's a good old time. It's the family reunion. So come on in, gather in, get you something to drink, get your purple Kool-Aid, get your Sprite, get your water, whatever you got, and enjoy yourself for the next hour and a half. So we're gonna bring everybody in and get this thing started, get it rolling. And bring our co-host in. We'll start off with Hendo. What's good, Lord Baltimore?
What's going on, Coach? How you feeling?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Chilling. Ready to get into this Nelson Aguilar talk.
Yeah. We'll see. Next up, man with the rocket boosters.
Yes, sir. Put the pedal to the metal. What up, family?
What's going on?
What's good with you? Last up for now. He just ignored me.
Yeah, Mike's just like,
my bad. What up, man? What up, B? What up, Coach? What up, Hendo?
What's up, man?
Hey, that was one of them awkward silences, what?
He like, how you doing today, my brother?
What's good with you, B?
Man, I'm just reading about your boy Lonzo. He sounded good.
Who? Ball?
Lonzo Ball. He just had cartilage replacement surgery. They say he's gonna try to be the first player ever to come back and play after that surgery. So man, good luck to him.
I saw something that said because the Bulls were blessed with Michael Jordan for all those years, they've been cursed ever since. J. Will, D. Rose, now Lonzo. I saw a tweet about that.
I mean, I don't think we need to put Lonzo in the same category. We don't need to do that.
That's the tweet I saw.
Lonzo was Laker cursed.
No.
Yeah.
Out of the three balls, he's the one I liked. He was the one I liked. Melo, I don't like Melo. Jello.
Why you don't like Melo?
I just don't. I don't know. Nothing. He did nothing to him. I just don't like
him. Damn, Coach.
Just too young for you?
Probably. He probably one of the ones that put Future above Jay-Z. So I don't really.
Clack.
I can't rock with him that way. So we got Jose's gonna fall in, and when he fall in. And lunch break hot take B and Jose. So let's get started. We get this thing kicked off. But before we do that, you need to jump on everybody's Patreon. So go to patreon.com and you hit /SlipToTally, /ROUG, and /LBHT show. And it need to be a / something else, but somebody ain't get their job yet.
It's coming.
Okay. So make sure you do that. Go to Patreon, subscribe to one of these, and you get extra content when you do that. With LBHT, you get different things. With Hendo, you get into the fantasy football. With LBHT, you get to their fantasy football. It's a bunch of different things. We'll talk about that toward the end of the show or the middle of the show. All right, that's what we got. So first up on the docket, this dude right here. Lamar Tunsil has reset the market. 3 years, $75 million with a $30 million signing bonus, $50 million. What's that? Guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed,
and then 60 in total guarantees. Now I don't know what's the difference between fully and total. Can somebody explain that to me?
Fully guaranteed is guaranteed at signing. So that'll be your signing bonus and whatever salaries are guaranteed right then. Total guarantees, you got some kind of stipulations like, oh, you got to be on the roster this certain date, or it's an injury guarantee or what have you.
That's like that 200 mil that they was claiming Lamar had, something like that. Gotcha.
No,
but what you think about this dude resetting the market, Hendo?
Listen, we had that day back in the draft, and what was it, 2017?
This is 23, so
16?
maybe 15 or 16, maybe
one of those years. And he came up. He was supposed to be the top tackle in the draft, and then this video surfaced.
Yep.
You know how they try to do when they try to smear people to get their value down so they can draft them. Now we all thought that something's wrong with this guy, but he is a very decent left tackle. Like he is one of the best out there. This is the second time that he's reset the market. So this is the second time he's become the highest paid tackle in the game. Now, the crazy thing about it is he did this without an agent.
Without an agent.
Without an agent. So we have a inside linebacker and a left tackle that reset the market without an agent, but everybody's saying Lamar needs to go get an agent and his deal would have been done. BS. But
did you not know that, B, or you just that's okay?
I know. Okay.
He knew.
I was just like, how is it possible?
He's like, say what? But yes, listen. Hey, he deserved that money. He's one of the few things that they have down there in Houston that's actually worth that money. I thought Damian Pierce was going to be worth that money, but since they bringing in Devin Singletary, get you a James Cook.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know why you're saying that. They just brought in Damian Harris. Did you not see that?
Who?
That was a short-lived let James Cook era.
Damian Harris from the Patriots.
From the Patriots.
From the Patriots.
From 18 touchdowns the last 2 years. Yes, that guy.
Okay, still all right.
Ain't cooking then.
Oh no, watch what he do, coach. Watch what he do.
Oh,
he said, learn me lungsil.
So I forgot to mention this too before we get to Mike. If you got a question or something you don't want us to read, go to the pinned comment up there where it says streamlabs.com something and hit that. Send me a tip and I'll read your comment on stream. That's how that works. All right, Mike, what you think about Tunsil?
Man, Hendo took my point. I want to focus on the fact that he did this by himself twice. And they keep talking this agent. Lamar need an agent. People need an agent. Nobody's more upset than the agents that these cats are resetting the market without their services. Big kudos to him, man. He deserves it for sure, but the business side of it for him to handle it not once, not twice, and reset the market. Kudos to him, man. Get that man his money. Like he said, he posted after he signed his contract, he posted that clip of the coach from the HBCU that beat. I think they beat LSU back in the day.
They won Celebration Bowl. That was A&T.
Oh, okay, and
he got a bonus for winning Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, give him my money. So,
right.
Shout out to my man for that.
Got it. Hold on. We got something jumping off. I don't need to jump off.
Uh-oh.
Something you told me to turn off. I thought I had turned it off. Hold on.
What's going on, Zeke?
There you go. Now it's off. Now we back. B, you want to add to it? I know you mentioned a little bit earlier. You want to add to Tunsil?
Yeah, I mean, like Hendo and Mike said, it's a great job by him representing himself. Getting the money that he's worth, and he's 28, which means by the time this deal is done, he's going to get another huge contract at 31. Yep. Linemen have some longevity in the NFL. He's not going to be anywhere near done. So, I mean, he's going to be challenging Tom Brady for the highest paid player of all time before he's finished.
Right. Brandon tipped $5. He said, and this is gonna have nothing to do with the show, but he said his wife loved the wedding video, and I saw that sharp shape up. That's he took a look at me and my wife's wedding video today. That's on YouTube, and enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, I'll tell you about that later on. But great day. The videographer was freaking awesome. Spent the entire day with us, and did a great job because our actual official wedding photographer was ass. I ain't gonna say his name because she get triggered when I say his name, but he was ass. Luckily, my cousin was there, and my son actually got on camera too before when he was still interested in photography. So we got some memories, but it's a good day, and I'll share that video out there. It's on her channel. All right. Next up. Appreciate it, B. If I can pull my right screen up. All right. Next up on the agenda. Jose here yet? Nope. Okay. Just making sure. Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen's not supposedly, he is going to the Panthers, correct, B?
Yes, 3 years. It was 25 million and 14 guaranteed.
How you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about it. You know, I thought he was one of the better receivers available in free agency. It was a pretty bad free agent class. You know, they're saying they're still going after DJ Chark. I did see something that gave me a little pause earlier on Adam Thielen. They said they had his yards per route run for the last like 4 or 5 years. And, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, it was like 2.5, somewhere around there. It was over 2. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it stayed pretty consistent for a couple of years. It dropped down to like 1.7 a couple of years ago. And then last year kind of tanked all the way down to just 1.0. So, you know, I'm going to chalk that up to Kirk Cousining, and hope that CJ Stroud brings out the best in him again.
Gotcha. I think I'm going to chalk it up to the gritty king. Because I feel like he got a little diva in him, and he wants the ball all the time, and so Thielen was just the odd man out. Thielen was always the number 2 option, if not 3. Yeah. It probably was was it Jefferson was probably number 1, the back probably was number 2, and Thielen was number 3. And so,
but I'm pretty happy about it. Pretty happy. I've always
got
liked
a
Thielen.
veteran route runner, and route runners can last because they don't have to have that top end speed.
Right.
Mike, what you think about Thielen going to the Panthers?
It's a solid signing, man. I think you bringing in a young quarterback, man. You want somebody steady out there, somebody reliable. So I think it's a good for that team. I told you on the Discord, I said to B, man, like, hey, y'all making moves, being aggressive, however they may work out, that's yet to be seen. But at least they trying and putting somebody out there. But I think it's a good signing, man. Good, steady, safe signing for a young quarterback that's coming in there.
Gotcha. Hendo?
I mean, listen. It's for listen. Oh no! Well, yes. Listen, that's an awesome signing for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, what they getting him on an $8 million a year deal? We could have footed that bill, but unlike the Ravens, the Carolina Panthers said we're not done. We're still going to go after DJ Chark. And like we spoke about earlier, Brady said they're probably going to draft a couple more receivers in the draft this year, starting with the second round. I think that they're loading up to give Levis a lot of targets.
So hate
shot
for no reason.
Everybody.
But no, listen.
I don't wish ill on the Ravens.
Listen, we could you don't, but we could have had Thielen a couple of years ago while he was still quote unquote in his prime. And as always, we denied it. So, listen, shout out to them. They're not looking at Nelson Aguilar because if he comes to Baltimore, we just going to keep seeing that video over and over again about them throwing babies.
And his mishaps. But, you know, I mentioned that to Jose. I thought it was funny because, you know, was it last year or the year before? The Ravens people put it out there that we asked about Adam Thielen when we called Minnesota about whatever defensive player it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so you asked about him then, but when he's actually available, you're nowhere to be found.
Right. Here's what it is. I think he's gonna help whoever the young quarterback is. I ain't gonna do you like that, B. Whoever the young quarterback is, Rich. But be a proven route runner that can get open on little quick stuff where give the quarterback like a first read on scats or stick routes or something that low to intermediate to help the quarterback get the ball. Basically a wide tight end, basically a security blanket for whoever the young quarterback is, Richardson, and then go from there. So I think it's solid. I agree with you all on that one.
Yeah, it's good because they still have a massive hole at tight end. Despite the signing.
You got Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Hayden Hurst is older than anybody on this panel, but it's okay. He's gonna go out there and do his thing.
That guy's the worst.
He's not the worst.
And just like that, we have 5.
Damn.
What you think about Thielen to the Panthers, Jose?
Man, that sounds like a great move if it was the Ravens. I like good wide receivers.
Me too.
We all do.
Look, the Panthers are making the moves that that the Ravens should be making. They're also trying to sign DJ Chark. I take him over Nelson Aguilar. with his mishaps. You guys ever seen that video?
Yes.
The homeless person talking about Nelson Aguilar.
I have not.
You haven't seen it,
You've
Coach?
never seen it?
And if
Oh
I
my
have, I just don't
God.
remember it.
Man,
It's
like,
a hero out there.
Yes.
There was a burning building,
Mhm.
and him and some other people went, and they were like, he was literally catching kids, like they were tossing kids out the window, like dropping them down, because it was only like 1 or 2 stories,
Mhm.
and he's in there getting interviewed, and he's like, yeah, my man's out there, they threw the baby to me, I caught the baby, unlike Nelson Aguilar and his mishaps.
Oh, I think I did see that.
on the news.
I think I did see that. Yes. Yes.
And I felt bad because my initial reaction to it was like, where did this homeless dude see the game?
Hey, they resourceful now. They
But you
are
know all about
resourceful.
Aguilar.
They are resourceful.
Damn.
Or he could have just heard people talking about him.
Yeah.
Because his drops were so bad. So bad.
But that's gonna be our number one.
Right. And we not trading for no Tannehill. We don't want Tannehill. And don't come here with that Titan stuff.
Who's talking about Tannehill?
This is a friend of mine, Anthony. He a Titans fan.
Yeah, there was a rumor about Lamar in Tennessee, right?
Man, stop.
The
Started
latest
by,
one,
started by Tennessee fans.
the latest one today was Minnesota.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll hear a new team once or twice a week, I'm sure.
Rumors. The rumor mill is running.
Lies and vicious rumors.
The thing about Nelson Aguilar is he can fly, but his speed don't do him no good if you can't catch it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You do him no
So-
good if you can't catch it.
I'll say this: if they got Adam Thielen, if they get DJ Chark, and let's say they draft a wide receiver, with the second pick, they're picking what 39th.
Yeah.
And they hit on a wide receiver. Next thing you know, they have a better wide receiving core than they did last year, and that's with trading DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's like we talked about. You do what you got to do to get the quarterback. I mean, we didn't like everything that led up to them having to trade to get that quarterback because it didn't have to come down to them losing DJ Moore. But at the end of the day, if they hit on quarterback, you're not going to remember what you gave up to get that quarterback because, look, man, you can get players if you want them,
Mm-hmm.
and the Panthers are showing you.
And you forgot to mention that we have a better run game than Baltimore as well now with Miles Sanders.
Well, you had to say that.
Right.
If Lamar doesn't come back, you can just say that you have a better run game.
Right.
I wanted to mention Miles.
Yes, he's bragging about all of the free agent signings that they've made throughout the offseason where we've made none.
And next year is when they have their money, not this year.
We got money next year too. What you talking about?
You ain't got a goddamn thing next year, Hendo.
Yeah, we
What are you
do.
talking
That
about?
money.
We
that
got money this year. We just want to open it up and spend it. We don't want to crack open the safe.
That money opens up next year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna open up with Lamar
Watch.
making 65.
Watch how many tight ends we sign.
Boom.
Watch. Wait,
And fullback.
You can sign Hayden Hurst back next year.
and guards.
We're gonna have Ricard and what's the other cat from
Ben
Michigan?
Mason.
Ben Mason. We're gonna have both of them at the same
We're
time.
gonna sign
Boom.
Ben Mason to a 5-year, $80 million deal.
You got to give it
60
to
guaranteed.
Baltimore being
Right.
consistent though. Like you're gonna feature a fullback after you let the better fullback go.
Right. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. What kind of math is this?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna back up one slide for Jose. What you think about Tunsil getting his deal?
Good for him, right? He's one of the best tackles in the league. Definitely would have been the best on the market, and that's what we talk about the market, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to be the best; you have to be the best available. You can say, hey, he's not Trent Williams, but Trent Williams ain't available.
Right.
Okay, he's their Trent Williams,
Mhm.
and for a team that is they're starting over, they're going to get their quarterback. You want to make sure your quarterback is protected.
Mhm.
So I like the move.
Yep.
3 years, $75 million. And honestly,
If your quarterback is great,
yeah,
that'll be right around the time where he has to get paid. They
exactly.
gotta set up just right.
Yep, exactly. So good move.
I had another thought, but I forgot it. Just
I see in that picture right there. That's the reason why the Ravens didn't want to get him.
Yep.
Mhm.
Right, because we too scared.
Yeah. Then we get Ronnie.
Got
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how the timing of that picture came out.
Mm-hmm.
The timing was crazy.
It was more than just that, right? It wasn't just about not getting Tunsil. Man, we weren't scared the rest of that draft.
What draft was that? 16 or 15?
Drafted a dude named Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson Kafusi and
It was
Kamari
2016.
Correa.
Kamale Correa.
Yeah,
Who did that?
that was Ozzy.
That was
He
Ozzy.
dope. Okay.
But see, Coach, don't do that. Listen, Ozzy has
I
a lot.
just said something.
Ozzy has a lot of shortcomings, but he
Yep.
did draft some Hall of Fame players, though.
He did.
Yes.
What has EDC drafted?
the sun shines on the dog ass from time to time?
Not Hall of Famers. He's got 3 of them.
I look respect to Ozzy, but clearly he was far from perfect. Right?
Far.
That's all I'm saying. That's
Far.
all I'm saying. Not crapping on him. I'm just saying he far from perfect.
Far from it.
That draft was a good example of it.
Yeah, he drafted more than 3 Hall of Famers too.
I mean, he has, but that man couldn't spot a wide receiver to save his life.
Can't anybody up there?
spotted Darren Mason.
Well, he did it in free
That's
agency.
free agent
He did a
pick.
free agent.
That's what I do respect about him is
Facts,
he
yeah.
realized, okay, I'm not getting it right at wide receiver, or at the very least, my coaching staff can't develop these wide receivers. So let me go and get guys that can play. He did that very well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the last thing about Tunsil before we move on, like Mike, I think Mike said it. He only 28. So at 31, he can maybe
You got
reset
him
it again.
Mhm.
Which is smart because if he keeps resetting and I'm being the highest paid guy, when he done, that's 2-3 generations, unless he blows money, that's set in his family.
Right.
Set. So salute to you, Lerman.
He can buy all,
Old Mr.
all the masks
Rebel.
he wants.
Right. All right. This is the exercise we're about to do. And Jose, you wasn't here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down this list and see who actually can get Lamar. We're gonna start with the teams up there and see if they already have a quarterback, they instantly X'd off. If they don't have the 2 first-round picks, they instantly X'd off.
But
Because you gotta have the 2 first rounders, right?
yes, sir, you do. But but I also be taking out thought process of this is taking so damn long that things can happen after the draft. So they wouldn't actually have to need the first round picks this year if
That's
they wait
correct.
till after the draft to do something.
So if they wait till after the draft, they can have a pick in 24 and 25.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about right now then. We just want to do right now. So first thing up, Bills. Obviously, we can cross them off because they got Josh Allen. They done paid him. At the moment,
Right.
the Dolphins are not in the mix.
Don't sleep on
They
Stephen
don't
Ross.
have a first round pick this year. But
Wow.
like if Hendo said, if they wait till after the draft, then there's 2 picks there. 24.
They have a quarterback. Goodness.
They
But-
do.
Well,
They picked up
also,
his 5th year option. They did.
but also
He could
it
be
doesn't-
traded.
Yeah, I mean, it can be negotiated, right? It doesn't have to be 2 first round picks. If they put together a trade package and the Ravens are like, all right, fine, we'll go with that, then it could happen.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to actually
Negotiate.
they're not allowed to talk to Lamar or sign Lamar without having those 2 first round picks.
Gotcha.
Because that is the baseline for the tag.
Okay.
Before we go dive deep into it, Marco G donated $3. He said, "I think short-term deals like 3 years, 150 million, fully
Smart.
guaranteed, is the way to go. LJ would negotiate a new big-time extension when he's just 28, and Baltimore isn't locked into a long-term deal. They are concerned with durability. Win-win. That would be the offer on it. I would put on the table. And that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense. A short-term deal, Lamar, you can, if you perform, go reset the market.
They don't want a short term deal. They want a long term deal and not have to commit to paying them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what Marco said sounds like to me win-win, but they won't.
Coach, they could have did
They
that.
want
2
their cake and
seasons
eat
ago.
it too.
They could have did
Yeah.
that 2 seasons ago.
Right.
Yeah, could have, should have. Obviously, we wouldn't be in this. Well, we would be in the next year.
Right. He would have taken it then.
We'd be in the next year, but it is what it is. All right, Bills off, Dolphins off, Patriots. What y'all think about the Patriots?
Belichick loves Lamar.
Yes.
They got the 2 first rounders.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe
Yes.
so.
I believe so.
They got the money because they don't have nobody on a big contract no more. Do it.
They ain't got nobody but Matt Judon.
They're a team that will give 5 players voidable years. They'll do whatever it takes.
Facts.
All right, next up is the Jets.
Now, this is interesting. This is
Right.
interesting, guys, because you know they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers, but talks have stalled because the Packers are asking for 2 first round picks. And I think that they are getting a little cold feet there. They're sitting there thinking 2 first-round picks for a guy. We got to pay him $60 million next year.
And he 46.
Right. And he's a diva.
Mm-hmm.
So do we commit that much to him, or do we try to go after Lamar? The thing that the only reason why I think this is even in question is because we're not sure 100% what the Ravens will match. I think if they knew the Ravens weren't going to match their offer, I think they would have already, moved on from that Aaron Rodgers trade and just went after Lamar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the only thing that gives them cold feet, because I think Joe Douglas will actually give up the 2 first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that their only pause is, Aaron Rodgers to me is the only guy in football who says I'll retire and means it.
Yeah,
and means it. Like, he will retire. So I'm not going to give up 2 first-round picks for a dude that may come in and play one season and then decide to call it quits. Right. Now you didn't hamper my team salary cap wise. You didn't hamper my team because we have to start over and get another quarterback. If they had a real commitment from him, I think they would give it up. But that's the only thing holding it up. And if they don't get Aaron Rodgers to be their quarterback, Lamar's up to bat. Because Joe Douglas and the owner Woody Johnson, I think they'll pay that money because from the way that the season was looking last year, they were just a quarterback away from actually contending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree 100%. Now, why Justice Hill appeal? We ain't ready for that yet.
But that's slander.
Right. Watch the Jets from this standpoint. I think they are locked in on A-Rod, right? I think that's what they want. Now, it's talks that other GMs and executives have valued A-Rod as a second-round pick, at the highest, along with some other things on it. But I can see the Jets using Lamar's situation, pulling into Miami, making it seem like, okay, well, look, we're looking elsewhere to maybe put some fire under the Packers, because at this point the Packers are stuck, right? Like they don't want him, he don't want to be there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets use Lamar's situation as a way to put some fire under him. But I think they stuck on A-Rod for some reason. But we'll see. I mean, they are the interesting team on the list.
B, you got a thought on it?
I'll just say one, the Patriots right now have 13 million in cap room. The Jets have 11.2. So I think either one of them could open up enough room to sign Lamar. Obviously, I mean, keep in mind Deshaun Watson's first year cap hit was like around 9 million, even with his fully guaranteed deal. As far as the Jets, I think I agree with Mike. I think that they're all in on Aaron Rodgers. I think they made that choice. He's their guy, and I think that they could try with Lamar, but with his market being so slow and nobody really knowing what Baltimore will actually agree to pay Lamar, I don't think that would get the Packers to move. I think that you're just going to have to give it the picks. Right. Like you're saying, hey, I want to be all in with this guy. I think I can win right now, which I don't think you can with Aaron Rodgers anymore. I think he's past it, but I think they're just going to have to give up the picks and make their run.
Gotcha. And I think I would have to have a 2 or 3 year commitment from him to give him that kind of money. But I don't think his body or his mind gonna let him play another 2 or 3 years. I think this is it for him. He got one more go for the Gipper, and I think the cliff is looming for A-Rod. Yeah. If not by ability wise, by his stank attitude, right? And people not want to deal with him. Bengals, obviously they got Burrow. Steelers with Lil Hand Man. Steelers out.
I think they're another team, man. Like if they thought there was an actual path to get Lamar, like actually get him, I think they'd be in. But they're not going to try to make the move in the Ravens match, and then you gotta go back to Kenny Pickett, be like, "Nah, we love you, love you."
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Thumbs up for the Steelers. Baltimore let that happen. That whole front office might as well jump into the Chesapeake Bay. They let Lamar go to the
Steelers. Browns, obviously, Browns are the reason we're in this mess.
No, they're not, Coach.
They're not. Who's
the Ravens are the reason we're in this mess.
Well,
If they'd have paid him years ago, we wouldn't even have. If they'd have paid him around the time Josh Allen got paid, we wouldn't be having these conversations.
which is Josh's draft mate, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I thought Josh and who else? Another big time quarterback in that draft.
Baker.
Yeah, it's not the only one. It was Josh
Rosen.
Oh, never mind.
Darnold.
I hate that I asked. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, we should have stopped.
Josh and Lamar.
Yeah.
Josh and Lamar. So Jaguars. Obviously, they high on Trevor. Brings us to the Titans.
Ooh.
Titans got 2 firsts. They don't have a quarterback. Are they shopping Henry? Is that true?
That's the rumor.
That's a rumor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ed, if you still here, y'all trying to get rid of Henry or not? Let me know. If you
It
still
appears, man, the Titans are selling right now. But other than that, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be in the market. You know what I mean, for a quarterback, but it just seems like they're selling, especially if they got Henry on the block. But one more thing about the Jags, real quick.
Go ahead.
Now we talking about setting the market. When that kid come up in a couple years, we're gonna see a whole different. We're gonna look at Lamar's contract, whatever that may be, and be like, "Sheesh, that's a steal."
Because the Jags owner got it.
Yeah,
he can take whatever number and put it in escrow because he got it. He got it. What's the man on Monopoly? The Mr. Moneybag, Mr. Moneybag. That's come. Yeah. They need to change his face to him because he got it.
And watch what happens. Like obviously the owners are colluding right now. They're agreeing. Oh yeah, we're not going to pay out any fully guaranteed contracts. Watch what happens when their quarterbacks come up for contract. How quickly they turn. Right, like Bashai is the only fool here that's going along with it. You like the Bengals are talking about how they're a poor team and they can't do it. I bet you they find a way to get Joe Burrow his money. When Joe Burrow says I want all of my money, there's not going to be any long drawn out process. They're going to give it to him.
And I don't think there's no discount coming either.
Right. Oh no,
I don't think there's no discount coming at all. Let's see. So Colts, which is what the people are talking about. There's a lot of talk about the Colts being the team to worry about right now. What you think about that, Hendo?
I'm extremely worried. Just because Irsay is I almost said it. Irsay is a different kind of cat. Like I think he'll do things just to spite the other owners. He, plus he needs a quarterback, and he knows about draws. He knows what puts people in the stands. He ain't worried about what this person thinks or what that person thinks. I think he'll give up them picks to go get Lamar, and that's the one that I'm really scared about because I can't root for the Colts. They stole my team in '83. Now you want to steal my quarterback in 23? Nah, son, I ain't with it.
That New York came out then.
Yeah, I ain't with it. But yes, they have a strong possibility of actually because my thing is they have the 4th pick in the draft, and the word is why would you draft the 4th best quarterback in the draft when you can just give up another one for next year and get Lamar?
What you think, Mike?
The Colts can make a move. I personally think the Colts will be one of the teams that reach out to Lamar. I just think they wait till after the draft. If they're smart, right? You use the 4th overall pick, and get a good player at that position, at that spot, whatever it may be, and then go after Lamar so that you forfeit the following 2 years draft picks. But I think either way, I think they will make a move eventually at Lamar.
B?
Yeah, I think, that makes sense on the surface of it, trying to use that 4th pick and then move on. But if you wait till after the draft, the only problem there is you bring Miami and San Francisco into it. And why would he sign with you if he can sign with Miami and San Francisco, right?
Because the Colts got this.
Hey,
they got more skill than the rest of y'all.
But I can play at home though. With Tyreek and Waddle and a coach that I know.
If he trying to, but see,
what are they trying to pay though? That's the
Miami,
thing.
Right? And Miami is going to have to move that quarterback first. So that's going to be.
They'll move that quarterback
in the package.
They're like, what quarterback?
Somebody's got to agree to take it. Right?
Baltimore. His next year in the city house ain't that much.
Listen, like, that's the real thing that Hendo's worried about. You know that, right? He's talking all this trash about Will Levis number 1 to Carolina. He's worried that this deal goes through and it's Will Levis to Baltimore. Because You know that's what they want their quarterback to look like.
Let me tell you something, man.
How can Maryland deal with 2 Tagovailoas?
Let me tell you something.
If he can.
Will Levis would be the best case scenario at this point if Lamar leaves.
Facts.
Like, I'll take it at that point.
Facts.
Bro, if Lamar leave and Will Levis is the potential quarterback, call Cam, man. Screw it.
Yes.
Might as well.
Call Cam.
He about to throw an Auburn Pro Day.
I know that's why he was on top of my mind. I was like,
Right.
I mean, Cam would be a decent backup, I think, because this recent history, Lamar hadn't finished the season out.
Mm-hmm.
Cam sitting there waiting to finish the season out, probably better than Snoop.
Not probably.
And that's if somebody doesn't sign.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because all they got to do is give him $3 million and he will be gone elsewhere.
Right. Let's see. Got a super chat right here before we go on. It says beside it. I'm thinking about the cookies. Biscoff. Biscotti doesn't want to affirm Watson's precedent, but if he matches other teams that offer Lamar guaranteed contracts, then isn't he setting the precedent?
He is
Yes.
sitting.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He is. That he is.
That's what he wants it to look like, that he's not doing it, but he is.
Mm-hmm. Great comment. Appreciate the 10 too. Appreciate it. Oh, that was Lamar. My bad. It's a little delayed. I'm sorry. Next up, the Texans. The other Rick. What is it about the AFC South?
They suck.
The Texans is the next up. They definitely have the 2 first.
Yeah.
I think they got the cap space, especially since moving off of the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Texans number 1 contenders or the Colts?
Colts.
I got another team in mind as number 1.
This far in, it's the Colts, because the Texans are sitting there at 2.
Right.
They're like, we'll take Bryce Young or CJ Stroud and not have to worry about paying out all the money right now. So I don't think that they really be interested.
You know what? After the re-signing of Tunsil that I just thought about, they probably out. They want to have Tunsil protect whatever young guy
if they trade back, watch out.
Yeah.
But also, you don't see them making any other. If they're making some other big time signings too, right? Then maybe because, Lamar wants to get paid, absolutely, but he also wants to go to a team that's building around him. And I think any team that's going to give up all that for Lamar is also thinking about building around him as well.
Death Moth put up a good comment because I forgot they do have multiple first round picks
this year.
They can give up a 1 this year and next year and still have a 1 this year. I forgot about that. They sure do. That's a different little twist on it. What you think about it, Mike?
I think they stand pat. I mean, look, I'm not worried about. I'm gonna just point out my worry. Like I said, I think the Colts. I pointed out the Patriots early on when we was talking about this before, but. And then obviously if you wait after the draft, you got teams like the 49ers and stuff like that. Commanders too. Rest of these mugs, fool's gold. But I think the Texans right now and teams like that, I mean, like B said, I think they're set on Bryce or whoever's there who falls to them. But following that.
Brandon messy, man.
Brandon is always choose violence, man.
He messy. He is messy. Go ahead. B, what you think about the Texans?
Oh, you already had me.
Jose?
Yeah, no, they I think they'll stay at the number 2 pick and get their quarterback there.
Hendo, I got you.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much. If they had something other than 2, and possibly they going on Lamar, but they may want to start young, and it depends on what D'Amico Ryans wants, because I think they're actually kind of committed to him in the interim, and they're going to let him build a team in his image, how he wants it. And for me, I'd go Lamar, but I think he knows that team needs more than just a quarterback, because they are a terrible team outside of running back. They had 1 good wide receiver. They let him go. So, yeah, just build through the draft, see what you can do for the next couple of years.
Coach, real quick, man. I think information, man. I think that's my guy. He got his own show. I could be mistaken, but off the record, he featured us on his show before. That is my man. What's up, man? I don't know if
what's up, man?
Recognize me, but shout out to information, man. Good dude. Check his channel out as well.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you for
You're
joining.
welcome, man. Yeah, welcome in.
Let's see who we got. Chiefs, obviously they're out. Chargers, they're out. Raiders,
Too poor.
they broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
That's how you say it in what? Paid in full. Broke, baby.
I
Ain't
would
got
not-
no money.
I would not waste Lamar on Josh McDaniels.
I mean,
Right.
hey, they got their man. They happy with their safe signing of Jimmy G.
I forgot they got Jimmy G, so they
Yep.
definitely probably out too. Because
Yeah.
they really broke. Broncos definitely they out because of letting Russ cook. Eagles finna pay Hurts.
Facts.
Cowboys no. Giants. They paid Danny Dimes.
Danny
Danny
Dimes.
Dimes.
Commanders.
Commanders is look.
Mm-mm.
That is my night. I think me and Hendo share this one.
Yes.
If it's one team on this list that I cannot stomach, it would be him going there. It would be him going there. I would not be able to handle that. I just couldn't. And then in this area, you know, that fan base has calmed a little over the years.
Humble.
Jose could tell you, we ran into a guy. We was leaving the game when we went to the scrimmage.
Yeah, it
It's
almost
the
got a little
Ravens
dicey
there.
there.
Yeah, he was just talking, but
Got a
like
little chippy.
that fan base has chilled over the years, surprisingly.
They have to.
Years past, they talk smack no matter how bad they are. But if they get Lamar Jackson, it might start an East Coast, West Coast type war slash beef. You know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't take that.
No, y'all wouldn't have anything.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about fans.
We would have our animosity.
Yeah,
and anger.
And I disdain.
What's the difference between Baltimore and DC? An hour?
30 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Close. It'll be a close beef too.
I
You know what I'm
bet.
saying?
Cousins. Houses divided.
Pretty
Yes.
much. Yes. Because you have to realize when the coach left and football was coming on, all they showed were the Redskins games.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they would put on TV for us. And we like, oh, just because we live here, we don't want to see this. So a lot of people just had to be like, you know what? I guess I'm going to be a Washington fan just because. And I couldn't do it. I watched paint dry.
How explosive would that offense be with Lamar?
We're not going to talk about it.
Dangerous.
Scary.
Scary Terry.
Scary change. Yeah,
Scary.
scary Terry.
Brian Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing
Jahan
is,
Dotson.
like, that's the worst part about it. Like they'd be good. They'd be
enemy.
Super Bowl good.
Won't they?
Yep.
I can't
Sure
do it.
would. But I hope not.
Brandon,
hope not.
Brandon, calm down. Calm down.
I think he talking about something else. Brandon talking about something else.
No, he not. He's talking about him being on that team with all them weapons.
Nah, him and my wife talking about her bouquet she carried out.
Okay.
That's what they talking about.
Oh, okay.
Let them make it right now. Vikings. Somebody mentioned the Vikings earlier, but I don't.
Yeah,
You know,
that was today's rumor. That
they got what 8 changed cousins. I don't. You know.
they're saying that the Vikings see the writing on the wall that it's time to move on from Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah, and Lamar. They can make a run at Lamar now. I don't know if I don't see any fizzle to that smoke or spark of that rumor, but I mean, listen, at this point, anything's possible, right?
True that.
But could you imagine Lamar in the backfield with Dalvin Cook throwing to Justin Jefferson?
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine
You know what's really funny about this, and I don't think the Vikings has any real truth to it. Like they're $9 million over the cap. I don't know that they could even move Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, whatever. But every team that we go to, that you say, hey, man, could you imagine Lamar with so and so and so and so? Every team except Baltimore. How disgusting is that? How is it that you're the only team that hasn't managed to get another offensive star on their roster, and you had Lamar Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because even the Colts got Jonathan Taylor.
This is true. And look, don't sleep on Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, no,
I ain't saying he's a star, but he can play.
He's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would he be the 1 or 2 in Baltimore?
What? Come on, coach. Stop.
One
played too much.
one and two.
One
It'd be It'd be 1 and 2.
and then put him,
I'll go.
they'll put him at tight end.
Rashad
Bateman
Bateman would be the 3 in Indianapolis.
Yep.
I say Bateman would be 2B.
Who's the other receiver?
Alec Pierce.
Huh?
Alec
Alec
Pierce.
Pierce, second year.
Alec Pierce and what was the other?
Bateman better than Pierce right now.
I think so.
As of 9:51, Bateman's better than Pierce. As of
I'll tell you
9:51.
what,
I agree.
that's fine. 9:52 is Pierce all day.
Who was the one that's a free agent?
Hmm?
It's a free agent from the Colts.
Paris
wide receiver.
Campbell, he
Paris
signed
Campbell.
with the Giants.
Did he?
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. Next up, the Lions.
That's the dark horse right there.
Mhm.
That's the team that should be in it.
Oh,
Here,
They
listen.
should be in it.
Listen, right now I think they have $20 million in cap space,
Mhm.
and if they cut Jared Goff, that's another $21 million. So that's over $40 million they would have in cap space.
They
if
don't
they
get
want-
penalties for cutting him.
Nah, because he's close to the end of that deal
Okay.
that he signed.
well, I
that
think
year.
they would, but it would still
still
open
stay.
up 20 million.
Right. I think they would listen. That offense with them. once again,
Go again.
once again, that
With
offense with
Jameson
Lamar.
Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Too bad David Montgomery gonna be the number 2.
It don't matter what he gonna be, coach.
That was inside.
I know what it was. I know
He'll
what it
be number 2.
joke.
You're gonna be regretting that one, Coach.
I might.
First of all, Swift is injury prone and he ain't gonna play that much. They don't run him that much. How many carries did he have last year? 99.
That's it.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
believe it was 99. He's the receiving back. You know why it is too? He ain't tough enough to eat kneecaps with Dan Campbell.
Facts.
Mm.
That's what it
But
is.
any running back's gonna look 10 times better with Lamar in that backfield.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's right, Spawn. They also got 2 top 20 picks. Yep.
Sure do. Good comment, Spawn. They sure do. Who next? Packers.
I mean, they need a quarterback, but they just
Wow.
they ain't got the money for it.
Disrespect.
They're gonna give Jordan Love a chance.
All right. Bears. What do you think about the Bears, Mike? What should they do with Fields?
They locked in. I think they got a good one, man. They seem to be. They started off this offseason looking like they're trying to build around the young brother. They acquired some draft capital too, so they had to be. They look to be headed in the right direction. I think. I think they stand pat with Fields. Now they got a hole in the backfield. Now I don't know what they're going to do about that, but I guess Fields is their running back too, the way it looked last year. So I think the Bears are good, man. I don't think they make a move.
B, you want to address that?
You want to address that?
No, I don't want to address it because he's not good at trolling. So it's not even
Okay.
Yeah.
like if it's a little funnier, then maybe. But like,
Okay. Well, let's talk about the who's that? The Bears. Jose, what do you think about the Bears? What they gonna do with my man Fields?
No, I agree with Mikey. Like obviously they're trying to put some weapons around him and make a run with him, right? I think how he finished the season last year and watching what Philly did with Jalen Hurts inspired them, right? So it's obvious that they're looking to protect him and put weapons around him. So I think they're going in the right direction.
You know?
I mean, I can agree with what all the fellas are saying, but just don't be surprised because that general manager didn't draft Fields and he's not married to him. So if there became an opportunity where he could swap Fields for Lamar, he might do it, but it's probably far-fetched.
Maybe. All right. Next up, Bucks. Tampa Bay Bucks. No Tom Brady. I don't know what they broke. They broke, baby.
They got Baker.
they're $500,000 over the cap. I think they're going into full-on rebuild. They're not worried about it.
With Baker?
Yeah.
I mean, no. Baker's the guy who's gonna.
He's the stop.
Yeah, he's gonna man the ship until they
to the first
find
pick.
the people.
So they're probably looking at DTR, Hendon Hooker. They in that range.
Well, they say they like, what's his name? Trask? Is that the guy?
Kyle Trask.
Kyle, I want to say Riley Trask. Kyle Trask.
University of Florida. What?
They say they like that guy. That's supposed to be the competition there.
They lie. I watch.
I
I watch the Buck. I watch if Lamar plays on the tag this year, I'll watch the Bucks
next year
next
for next season,
for being it. Being it on Lamar.
Got it. Well, we can skip this team because they got number one pick.
Who?
Well, I mean,
A report just came out saying not so fast.
Oh,
not so fast, my friend.
Well,
Yes.
go ahead, B. Enlighten me.
I didn't see the report.
What did it say, Hendo?
No, it was just something. I think it was something on on CBS Sports Line that said just because they traded up, and I know you've heard the reports that they may trade back, but they said, listen, just because we did that, we're not all out on Lamar. It's still a possibility. So
I just had a thought when you said that. So let's just say for S's and giggles that
for kicks and giggles.
Yeah, for kicks and giggles. Thank you, appreciate it. That the Panthers do trade for and give Lamar. We get them 2 picks, and we got the first overall pick. We wouldn't even take a quarterback. We trade back. We trade back to get more picks and draft more DBs and linebackers.
And trade back again.
Hey, that way we can keep Patrick Queen.
We'll end up with I don't know who we end up with. We wouldn't. We'll be too far back to get Will Levis.
Well,
Our first pick will actually be a edge rusher
because they traded next year's first round pick.
Who?
Carolina.
Oh,
well, yeah. Well, if they trade back, right? Maybe they pick up another first round pick.
They talked about trading back, so
and that would be completely stupid.
That would be.
All right, Saints. Oh, got a donation. Let's see who donated. DDSQ donated 5. I appreciate it. He said, I wish we could get Lamar in the Bucks. I despise Baker and trash. And no, he said, I despise Baker and trash is trash can juice.
Yes, DDSQ is a Bucks fan, so he's not feeling it.
University of Florida quarterback. What do you expect?
Come in now. Come on now.
Wait.
We finna break the mold now. My dude.
You like AR-15?
I do.
I don't care about that cat.
Oh, you don't like? Oh, I let you like them, Hendo.
I mean, he cool. Like he may break the mold, but
Spawn said the Panthers gonna Panther.
Wow. B does not look happy about that comment.
B don't like that.
No, don't do it, B. Don't do it.
I say that about the Panthers. They're a poorly run organization now. Hopefully it's changing now. But I mean, they've been in the league since the mid '90s and haven't had back-to-back winning seasons. Yeah.
God damn.
So it is what it is. That's why that's why at this point I kind of want them to go all in on Anthony Richardson. Go for the home run, not the double.
Right, because he gonna give you all or nothing.
Yeah, and if he gives you nothing, then you can draft Caleb Williams.
Well, you gonna give him 1 year?
I mean, it depends on how some guys you can tell immediately. Like Jimmy Clausen got 1 year
because he was trash.
Yeah,
right.
Josh Rosen got 1 year and he was out.
Trash.
So if he looks like those guys, then yeah, draft Caleb Williams.
As bad as some of Anthony Richardson throws are, they still look better than those 3 guys you just named.
Yeah,
well, hey, Coach,
I don't expect him to be those guys. I'm just saying.
Listen, in Coach's video, he had some throws now that I saw, and I'm like, oh yeah.
The problem is consistency.
I see it. That is facts.
But if Hendo, were you there when we did the full thing, like on the Patreon?
Yes.
Yeah, because you saw how many he missed too, though, didn't
he?
He had guys running. He had guys running the seam wide open. He threw that thing at 9 yards on the field. But then he had guys with 8 people around one person. He fit in there.
Yep.
But I just like you said, be consistency.
And also a lot of things have to do with coaching. A lot of these college programs, they don't have true quarterback coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So once he gets into the league, he can hire on his own. He can work with the team, work on fundamentals. He may, because nobody thought that when Cam came in the league, he was going to set the record for yards.
Right.
They were like, he's a running quarterback. Oh, this, that, and the third. He came in and shattered that record.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Cam was streaky like that too.
Yeah.
To an extent, when he was on, there wasn't anybody better than Cam.
Yeah,
and there's that old saying too. 3 terrible shots and 1 great one gives makes par. Right?
It does.
So
and I'd love to be par on 18 holes. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. If I par 18 holes.
Oh man.
So I get where you're going now. Let's see where we at.
We had the Saints.
Saints.
Dennis Allen
Saints broke
coach.
too. Saints broke too. Falcons.
But hold up, coach. The Saints are always broke, but 2 weeks later they swimming
They
in
make
dough.
it
Yeah,
happen.
the Saints got 16.5 million.
The Saints they're the reason why we say cap is cap.
Right.
Facts.
True
Now,
that.
Like,
True that.
the Saints are 42 million over for next year, but for right now, they can afford Lamar.
Do they have the picks?
And that's about 50 million less than last year, right? Weren't they like 97
They
million
were-
over?
Yeah.
They were like 80 million over the cap, and then 2 weeks
so what
later
what
they
gonna
had
do
30
with-
mil.
What they gonna do with Carr? They just
That might be
broke
why
him
they
up.
add him to,
Man, I
add him to the
forgot
trade.
about that.
Add to the trade.
Welcome into Baltimore.
Slant man is what eating their books up.
First of all, no, he just signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
Oh.
they restricted his deal.
Wait a minute. So he restructured or
They just, I don't
he
know.
was
He
out of the
restructured.
contract?
He restructured his deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think his contract was over with. But yeah, Slant Man been robbing people.
Facts.
He wearing a ski mask without wearing a ski mask.
And Keyshawn Johnson still getting on TV talking about, yeah, he's still the best wide receiver in the game.
We ain't seen him since before the pandemic.
And you
How
know
about
what? Until proven otherwise.
True that.
Don't let my nephew be out there. I'm gonna say the same thing.
Oh, that means people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Oh,
nephew.
okay. I didn't know that.
Oh.
I didn't know that. Now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons should be all over.
They should be in there.
Boy,
Falcons
You would-
should be in it.
you would think they would be number one because Arthur Blank loved Michael Vick. Like he loved Michael Vick. Now you get the better version of Michael Vick with no convictions, no off the field problems. Why would you not be all
And
in?
work ethic.
And work.
Because,
Yes.
because he signed MAGA.
That's right. He did.
I think all of these teams, right? The ones that I mean, look, there's some teams that are interested. Obviously, the obvious ones like the Falcons and a few other ones, the Colts. Like I think, especially the Falcons, right? I think you said it earlier, B or Jose, when you said, you know, why the Steelers don't want to be all in on Lamar, and then Lamar signs back with the Ravens, and then they gotta try to stroke the ego of their young quarterback. I think it's the same thing here. Like we're gonna be quiet. They like I said last week, they sending that hey big head text. You know, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But I think they will reach out as well. But they all kind of playing coy so that they can protect the egos of their young quarterbacks. But for sure, they gotta make a call. They'd be fools if they don't.
Right.
But the thing
That's not good business if they don't. For them.
Right.
True. But the thing that I don't understand is the teams that actually have the cap room and are looking for a quarterback. If they actually tender Lamar a deal and front load that contract, the Ravens can't match it because we just don't have the money. So we don't have to worry about hurting our backup quarterback's feelings because we made an offer that Baltimore will not match.
Yep. Or cannot match.
So
Mm-hmm.
B had looked at the cap. We discussed this offline. Because of the moves that they've made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Falcons and the Bears. I think those are the only two teams that can make offers that we couldn't match. But since then, I think Baltimore is in a position where they can pretty much match anybody.
In theory, because they can
In theory,
open up
yeah.
another 26 million in cap room through restructures. I mean, they haven't done it, and obviously they haven't spent it. But it's there, it's available for them, which would put a Lamar Jackson cap hit at about 58, 59 million, somewhere around there, because you count he's taken up to 32 already.
Right.
I just don't think that they would do it. Like maybe you can, but I'm going to make you prove that you will,
Right.
and make you pay him that money.
I think all these teams are trying to play chess with the Ravens right now because that's why they're not spending anything, right? Because they want to have every last penny available to try to match a potential offer. And I feel like all the moves, all the offers are going to be made after the draft. I think teams have already reached out to Lamar's camp and said, listen, after the draft,
It's on the problem.
yeah. I think he's heard from a few teams, and the Ravens are just sitting tight to see how much money it's going to cost them. But that's why they're just pain pinching right now to try to make that move. Because look, man, this is it, right? Like Lamar's the difference between playoffs and 4-13.
Right.
If that.
Right? And 4-13 means cats are getting fired.
Yep.
So
We think
Yeah.
Right. We think it just doesn't make sense for any team to make an offer right now before the draft, because the way it's structured now, they have the leverage, right?
Mhm.
The other teams have the leverage right now because they can set a deal, whatever that deal may be. Of course, the Ravens have a chance to match it, but why am I going to do that now? Like I said with the Colts would be stupid, right, to give up the fourth pick because they don't have to. Now, to B's point, if you don't do it now, you allow other teams to get in the fold, right? Which is correct. But any of these teams with high draft picks, it just doesn't make any sense. You can still make that pick, right? Get a young, talented player and still make an offer after the draft. So I agree with you, Jose. I don't see any team making an offer until after the draft. It wouldn't make any sense.
So I understand your point, Mike. But if I'm the Colts at 4, right, and let's say I draft the offensive lineman, aren't I signaling to the other teams I'm going after Lamar?
That's cool. I mean, look, at that point, right, it becomes fair game.
At
right?
some point, you got to show your card.
Now you got to just outbid everybody if that's who you want.
Mhm.
But it would be perfect for Baltimore if the Colts said, "All right, man, we'll do it now," and they give the fourth pick up, because they'll get high value for them. But other than that, man, it's just bad. It's just bad business for any team right now with a high pick. Now these other teams, like the Patriots and stuff, with picks in the 20s. If it's going to be a team, I would do that. That's a team. Now I would say, all right, man, yeah, we'll give up the 28th pick. We'll give up the 28th pick of next year's pick because it's going to be late again anyway, right? But these teams that's drafting really high up on the board, it just doesn't make any sense for them to do it.
And I agree with you to an extent. The only scenario where it kind of makes sense to me is if you talk to Baltimore and Baltimore says, "Hey, we're not going to match it," and then you can lock Lamar up right then, and before anybody else getting a shot at making the offer. But that's probably not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're right that those teams should wait. Because I had talked to Jose about that with Chicago, right? Sit there at number 1, take Jalen Carter or whoever you like at number 1, and then after the draft, you make your offer for Lamar. You don't have to give up the number 1 pick this year, and you trade off Justin Fields and recoup those draft picks that you lose. But yeah, it just gives teams a lot more flexibility. Waiting until after the draft, and plus, I mean, the other part is, I don't agree with Jose that this is the reason they're not signing anybody. I think that's it's a convenient excuse for them to not really be going after anybody. But if that's what they're going to do, you can sit until after the draft and make sure that Baltimore doesn't improve their team at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because you definitely by not offering them anything, they can't really make moves.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could, but they ain't. They, like you said, are they waiting? They saving their money, so they ain't really making no moves, and they just waiting. And then if you wait it out, they stuck.
Yeah.
They scared money right now.
Right.
They scared money right now.
If their intention was not to sign Lamar, then they should be all in on free agency and building the best team they possibly can for after he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Right, hoarding all this money right now, not doing anything with it, and then not signing Lamar, you're left with absolutely nothing. Not only that, we're not even talking about Tyler Huntley. He could get picked up after the draft too.
Mm-hmm.
No, God willing.
Then quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
You with
and no
Brown
options.
Jr.
And no options. Then we're really looking at Cam.
I'm sorry, you no options. Matt Corral is sitting right there. They already said they're willing to trade him, and they said he's not going to cost much.
There you go.
Josh Rosen out there somewhere.
Again, call Cam. Before those two, call Cam. I just can't see. I got a root for Josh Rosen.
Sure.
We had
No.
Jimmy
Matt
Clausen.
Corral?
We had Jimmy Clausen at one time. So
I ain't root for Matt Corral when he was in Mississippi.
Look, if we get Josh, if we have to treat, if Josh Rosen has to be our quarterback, we're gonna change the name of the show to the Fellas Roundup. No Ravens talk.
It's just gonna be the roundup.
The
Yeah,
Roundup.
the
Yeah.
Hey, how come y'all didn't trade for Darren Waller? With it being basically a 4th round pick.
How come we didn't trade for Brandon Cooks?
We can't afford it. We can't afford it, B.
How can we sign Adam Thielen?
We can't afford
I
that.
feel like they could afford it to if they wanted to.
And we all agree
It's
that
scared money.
we all agree that we're the team that offered Odell $4 million, right?
Yeah, I think that's definitely us. I think we've been outed. I think we offered Odell $1 million.
What other team would do that?
There's talks that the Giants. It was the Giants.
They gave Kenny Galladay $72 million. I don't think so.
That might be why they tried to give Odell 4.
Well, right. And I think that when they came up with the Giants is if you look at the reports of when he supposedly talked to them, and then that tweet, that was the closest team, but that still doesn't leave the Ravens out of that picture at all.
Mhm.
And I would not be surprised if it was the Ravens for sure.
Gotcha.
Like, please, we look, please sign this. We can't spend no more money until we get Lamar locked in. But please, just take this deal.
We go for it later.
Right.
So the last 4 teams on here, none of which I think are in the picture. Who you think in the picture?
You think the Niners?
So
49ers.
no, I don't think the 49ers. Listen, they spent 3 first round
49ers,
picks.
Seahawks, Rams, Cards.
They spent 3 first round picks on Trey Lance. I don't think that they give up another 2 for Lamar. Even though it would set that team on fire. But I'll never
Let's go ahead and say it again. Just think about Lamar on the 49ers.
Brandon Ayuk.
You think
Debo Samuels?
Baltimore wouldn't take Brock Purdy and Trey Lance so that they have their future quarterback?
CMC.
And both of them
Kittles.
cheap. They both cheap right now, so Baltimore would love that.
Like Nitro said, the Baltimore Ravens go to the Dollar Tree and don't even buy the stuff that's $1. They go look for the stuff that's $3-4.
But this is the scary thing about the Niners. They could get Lamar and not have to move a quarterback because their quarterbacks are still on rookie deals. They're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So they could still swing Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Let Trey keep Trey if he wanted to. Let him get healthy and let him show teams that he's worth trading later for. Or let Brock get healthy and let teams say, all right, man, yeah, we'll trade him to you for whatever. That's the scary thing about them.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is scary. Just to think about it. That's
And the Rams, you don't see how they could possibly be in the mix, but the Rams always find a way.
That's who I was going to point to.
They their owner has money that can go in escrow too because he got his pockets like won't even fit in the door of a building.
Mm-hmm. Man, F them picks.
Yeah, right.
And again, he getting rid of all the stuff they got rid of picks for and spend a lot of money. They slowly weeding it out and getting rid of it and just going. In another 2 or 3 years, they're gonna do the same thing again. They're gonna do the same thing again.
He said on offense they go to the dollar store, but on defense they get Chanel.
True. Even in linebackers.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you say yeah, Hendo. Can't talk about my dog.
Who?
I say even the linebackers, and I put an S on it, and you was like, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say linebacker. I'm sorry, Coach.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, Coach. But you know,
right.
No. What got you is we need a 2nd round pick, and who's gonna get us that second? It's only
We'll
one
talk
guy on
about
this
that
roster.
shortly. Stop. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Next up, and that I like that little exercise. That was decent. Next up,
why is this next up?
we re-signed Justice Hill. Jose, what you think about the re-signing of Justice Hill?
Look, I'm happy for Justice Hill personally. I like the guy. It's a nothing move in my opinion, right? Like, it doesn't hurt the team. Like when he's out there, he can make some little, flash plays here and there. Good special teamer. But who cares, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who cares? Like that doesn't mean anything. Like I mean, reading the tweet is a waste of time. right? Like none of these moves mean we don't have anything on this team, any re-signings that are worth talking about until Lamar gets signed. That's how bad this team is. You don't care about Justice Hill. You don't care about what's Lamar's cousin's name. You don't care about the
Mullen.
Mullins.
Trayvon Mullen, and you don't care about those guys. Like you're never gonna see them. Okay, and if you see them, it'll be quickly on your screen on special teams. That's it.
Yep. I do like him as a third back and a special teamer because we love special teams, and he play hard. He give us all he got when he out there, so I'm happy for him. But it's like it don't move a needle at all. Hendo.
I mean, listen. Granted, look, take nothing away from Justice Hill actually played better than I expected last season. He runs hard. He ran a lot better, especially since he overcame that injury. But like Jose said, it's a nothing move. If you actually look at the signings that we've had this year, it's him, it's Delshon Phillips, it's Nick Moore, it's Geno Stone. We've only re-signed special teamers.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
To fit Harbaugh. So, yeah, that's the kind of team we run. During a period where we can get better, we're still worried about special teams. And that's a testament to the head coach that doesn't know anything about offense or defense. He's still doing the status quo. Listen, I told y'all before, after all those press conferences of we're going to do this on offense, we're going to change this philosophy, we're still doing the same things we've been doing from years past. So please don't expect anything different except for the fact that possibly Lamar will not be here to save the season, nor will the Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things. You know, I saw it come across the screen and I was like, all right. You know, shout out to him, man.
Right.
Like I said, Justice played hard this year, surprisingly better. I feel the same as you, Hendo. I was done with Justice going into this year, but he showed some flashes. He still shows some bonehead mistakes, but you know, I guess as a third running back, I mean, he's solid, right? I guess he's not bad in that role. But all right, welcome back.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for Justice Hill. Like the only thing that I like just with this picture, I just like he's giving me Jafar vibes, but that's about it.
Nice picture, fresh cornrows, nice little shape up. And
And
congrats. I'm happy for him personally.
Listen, long as somebody stays in the NFL, I'm happy for them all.
Yes.
Get your money.
Just not on my team if you can't play.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He can play a bit. I mean,
some. He play a little bit.
He can play something.
Listen,
I'll tell you what, he's just as talented as y'all's little favorite, the bus. Right? He'll do just as much as Gus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else. Cool. Yeah, you're right. I thought you were going to bring somebody else's name up. I was getting upset. Good job, B. Way to deflect. I appreciate it. Next up, and just mention it, also signed this guy, Geno Stone. He's in that safety rotation with, obviously Chuck's gone, but it was him, Chuck, Marcus, and number 14, pick, Kyle Hamilton. So what do you think about the re-signing of Geno Stone?
Again, who cares? We spent $95 million on safeties, and he's not one of them. I don't care if he could. Is he going to be a difference in a game that Miami lights us up for 30 points in the fourth quarter? Is because Geno Stone wasn't out there? No, solid player. All right, that's cool. I'm not, I'm not mad, but this isn't. I don't want to waste my time reading Twitter notifications that we re-signed Geno Stone when I'm looking for Lamar news. No, thank you.
Geno, go ahead, B.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Nah, look of the moves that they made, right? This is probably the best one, and this is the best one because they were able to get him even cheaper than he already was. I mean, he already was cheap, right?
Right.
They decided not to tender him for $2 million or whatever it was. Came back, got him cheaper, this is their best signing. I think Geno plays solid down the stretch when we had some injuries. He's a depth piece. That's it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But again, not one of those moves that move the needle at all. Again, welcome back, I guess.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him too.
Same sentiments, B.
Yeah, well, I got nothing on Geno Stone, but I wanted to read this. This is from the Draft Network.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Corral is a mobile runner that's capable of operating a run-heavy offense. Corral can be viewed as an intriguing developmental option behind whoever their starter is in 2023. This is from an article entitled 3 Best Trade Destinations for Matt Corral, and number 1 is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Cap.
Wow.
Yeah,
Put your phone toward the camera. Cap.
I don't know. You can't,
let it
you
focus.
can't really see it.
Oh, there
yeah,
you
yeah,
go. Sure is.
Yeah,
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 it is.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I
and,
see it.
There's your boy Matt Corral.
Ah,
What was his injury that kept him out?
Number 2 is Cleveland. Somebody stepped on his foot.
his
Oh,
confidence
I forget
got hurt.
exactly what
His
it was, it was a bad foot injury right there in preseason. So
His ego was crushed.
mhm.
you're not allowed to make fun of him. He has depression.
Yeah.
Now I might take Corral over the Pro Bowler,
think
and I
you
like the
should.
Pro Bowler, right?
I don't know why you do.
I mean, I just like Snoop's story.
Me,
It's a good
personally.
story.
Yeah, Mr. 2 yard
Okay.
line. Okay.
Snoop has a good story. Prochet has a good story, but it leads to L's for us.
He got that. He got that QB sneak call either from Roman's lips to God's ears. So he went straight up.
That's cold blooded. That's cold blooded. But before we move on, while we got a bunch of our people in here, because I know how y'all do toward the end of the show.
Mm. How y'all do?
It's promo time.
That's right.
It's promo time. So, Hendo, we'll start off with you.
Whew, okay. You can find me on YouTube at The Rogue Pod, where I do a live stream every Saturday night, hanging with Hendo. I also sometimes do live streams during Sunday evenings, but definitely during the season. On Tuesday nights, you can find myself sometimes with Rodney hosting Still Conspiracy with Suge Knight, 9:15 p.m. Also, Friday evenings at 6 p.m., you can find myself, my co-host, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking everything hip-hop. Now, also, I have a Discord, which is attached to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/ROUG, where you can come in, hang out in the Discord with us, have some fun. You get to request videos. You get to request live streams occasionally, not all the time, just to be for certain. Also, we have a fantasy football league and a pick'em league. If you join the pick'em league, you can get a ring like this if you become the champion. Now,
before the show not over, don't leave.
Now,
The show not over.
yeah, not over. Now, also, if you join the Dynasty Football League, you can win a championship belt.
It's my belt.
And when you win
Whose
the belt,
picture is that on that belt?
that's me.
him.
Now,
Why is
when
your
you-
picture on it?
because I won. When you win, you get to put whatever you want right here. Right here.
That's because there wasn't a belt, and he waited until
was.
after he won
Nah.
the league and
Nah.
decided, I'm going to buy myself a trophy.
Why
Half of that belt should have my photo on it.
Well, we had to change that. But you did not request a stream, Brandon. So, you get to have those things as well. We got some other cool things coming. So make sure you sign up to the Patreon. And I want to send a shout out to Jerome Bigby, who just about an hour and a half ago signed up for the Patreon. He's the newest patron of the Rogue family. Appreciate you, bruh. That's about it for right now.
Mike?
Man, wait. So we ain't leaving, right?
No.
the show not
No.
over.
We just trying to do it while people
we
here.
maximizing.
Are we maximize? Okay, so promo. I am the host of Open Mic with OTR Mike. I've been busy, man. I don't know if my 2 bosses below me looked in the StreamYard, but y'all gonna be pleasantly surprised when you're looking there. Your boy been working. Okay. So that means I got episodes coming, man. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go over there, hit that subscription button or subscribe button or whatever. Hit that like button on some of the videos. Hit that bell so you know when I got more stuff dropping. I'm on the road to 300 subscribers. I'm almost there.
Let's get him. He's only like
12 away.
Right. Let's get him there right now.
Then
I
I'm
looked
going.
earlier, he was 12 away.
I'm going from there to 500, and then I'm going from 500 to 500 million. And I need your help. So go subscribe, man. Check
Making
me out.
YouTube history. That's right.
Yeah. And then
Jose
also, I'm 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast. I'm sure my brothers below me will get to that as well. But that's just the best boxing podcast in the game. Go subscribe over there as well.
And keep in mind, when the show's over, we have a surprise. That was a surprise, but it's not coming till the show's over. Nobody knows the surprise.
Don't go anywhere.
We sure don't.
Nobody knows the surprise. Nobody. And nobody but me. So
I don't like surprises.
All
not on live streams.
Go ahead.
right. First and foremost, all right. Salute to everybody that's been donating, sending super chats. Thank you. That's great. But the new super chat is right below B. Okay. $ IvanEvans. Okay. That's where you want to donate. Especially if you want to make big donations, right over that way.
Over that way.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to make big donations, go over it there, hit up the Cash App or hit up his Streamlabs. You got it pinned in the chat box, right?
Yes.
That's how you want to make your donations. So all your money goes to Coach Evans. All right. He did a lot to help all of us grow. He made this whole thing happen, and you guys love the content. So that's the best way. That and also his patreon.com/sip2tallyfilms. Yep. Please go over there and support. He gives you a lot of content. Okay. A lot of extra content. A lot more than us.
So hold on. Yep. Since he brought that up, and he knew nothing about this, but since he brought that up, let's just see what you get over there at Patreon. What's over there waiting on you? This is what's waiting on you. Bunch of videos, especially those raw. When they say raw beside it, that's a long video. I mean, we sat there and watched film 2-3 games on a certain person, and you'll get more of that. When the season comes on, or when the season starts, you'll get a bunch of long form videos over there too. Instead of getting 8 to 10 plays on YouTube, you get the full thing over there. And if at some point that Patreon starts to be more than YouTube, most of the videos will go to Patreon. So
there you go.
That's how that works. That's how that works.
Yeah. So listen, you guys know we're Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live stream every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, followed by the Overtime Show, which you can find on patreon.com/LBHT show. But also, if you look below me, lbhtshow.com. If you are into audio podcasts, okay, you will find this show in audio form. You can go right to lbhtshow.com, click on Sip 2 Tally, the podcast over there. And this episode will be there as well as previous episodes, as well as our audio podcast, Hendo's and Mikey's, and also Deep Cover podcast. I know Chris isn't here today, but Deep Cover is on there as well. So all that is right there on the homepage. There's a little ticker on the bottom that has a schedule for everybody's live streams. We're going to add more to that website pretty soon. So go over there, check it out. Bookmark it, all that good stuff. And as B is showing on his side, Ring Kings Pod, that is our boxing podcast. So there's a lot of fights coming up. We'll be doing a lot of streaming and putting out videos. So subscribe to Ring Kings Podcast, and you can follow us at Ring Kings Pod.
Appreciate it. And lastly, another little thing I gave you guys a sample of what the raw video is like yesterday when I did the Tank Dale. If you missed out on that, I'm just going to give you a quick 30-second preview of what you missed out on. So you know what to go back to when it is a pass. No separation. No separation, but great hands. That's him. That's a little snippet of what's going on. I think that's one of the better catches. That's why I kind of threw that in there.
Yes, sir.
That's what you get when you watch film with us on Patreon. It's fun, and I take what you guys say and kind of implement it into my videos, and then you may give me a different way of looking at something that I didn't look at, and we go there. That's how that rolls. What up, Ingray?
What's going on? I got one question for Brodney.
Go ahead, B. To B. I'm sorry.
Hey, B.
Yes, sir.
Did I buy that for myself?
Ooh.
did I buy that for myself, or did I win that?
I don't know why you being like that. And
you won that.
Last name for promo time, and then we're gonna move on. Last name for promo time.
Winner.
We all got merch. I'm just gonna give you a sample of what's in the merch store for me. You got this athlete shirt, and it says a person who used to be proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise. Mentally, they can still play, but physically, they're done. You see how capitalized the word done is.
Hey,
So
Coach,
most of us are athletes. Go ahead, Hendo.
I'm sorry, I need that shirt. Because listen, it ain't funny. So yesterday, my granddaughter's real clingy.
Uh-huh.
So I threw the basketball and tried to run up the steps, and I just heard something pop. I can barely walk down.
Perfect sign of an athlete right there. Perfect sign.
He thought he had that explosion still.
Yeah.
See? And see how that fit? I got something for everybody. Because then you can go and get this, and you could be like Brodney.
There you go.
Sip the Italian beanie. Because, you know, Brodney don't miss a show without the beanie.
Facts.
Got that for it. Or if you're a hat person, bam, got you the hat like Mike.
Man,
I got
Sip
to
the
get
Italian
that.
hat. And then lastly, you know, Jose always be sneaking that mug in the show.
I just
Got the
ordered
mug
one.
for you too.
I just ordered one.
Got the mug for you too. So we got you covered in the merch store. And we all got different merch. So check out everybody's merch when you get a chance. And then we gonna finish the show. Great promo time, people. Great promo time. Next up, what we gonna do with your guy / my guy, Hendo? What's the plan for Mr. Queen?
recoup that second round pick.
So you say trade him and get a second. Trade him for a second. Can we get a second round pick for Queen? Is he worth a second round pick? In y'all eyes, because you know he is in mine.
In my eyes, I believe he's worth a second round pick. But to maybe some execs around the league, maybe his ascension has to do with Roquan in their eyes. Now he did play better before Roquan came, but they're going to blame it on Roquan. And if that team doesn't have a Roquan, they're not giving up a second round pick. But I would try, because it's pretty obvious they're not going to pick up his fifth year option.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Ravens do now. They get talent, they outprice themselves, and the Ravens don't pick it up and let them go and try to do it all over again. That's why every year in the draft we need the same positions over and over again.
Makes sense. Mike?
You know Queen, my guy. So I would like to see him running back with him. But I agree with him though, man. We were saying this throughout the year on the roundup, man. Like the better and better he started to play, the more and more we felt like he was pricing himself out of here. The only thing that's holding me with any semblance of positivity in this situation is that, you know, that this is one of EDC's draft picks, right? So you know he might want to keep one of his guys, but I would like to see him running back again. If not, man, you better get something good. He better be a part of that package to Arizona that brings back D-Hop if we're gonna trade him. Other than that, I want to keep my guy here.
B?
I don't know who would trade a second round pick for an off-ball linebacker and then immediately give him a huge contract.
Ravens.
And, you know, present company excluded.
Shots.
The slander. How
It's not
the
slander.
slander?
He was bad for a couple years. Then you know he played a decent 4 weeks, and you got a new middle linebacker, and then he started to play well. They're gonna flip him for 3 day 3 picks.
Was it 4 weeks? You sure about like 3, 2.5?
Come on.
Check this out. Spawn just tipped $8. Appreciate you, Spawn. And he says, "We better sign Lamar or we are doomed." Ain't nobody watching a 17-second knockout in the regular season.
Thanks.
It's gonna get ugly if we don't. Unless we get. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that either. But go ahead. You just talked about Queen, right? Did I get you?
But I think that realistically, I think they should keep him for this year, and then let him hit free agency and recoup maybe hopefully a 3rd round comp pick for him.
That's the right I want to go. Go ahead, Jose.
He got to get that contract to get that 3rd round comp though.
He'll get it.
So I'm gonna disagree with B. I think we do get a 2nd round pick, but not right now. I think him playing next to Roquan makes him look a lot better. I think he's going to start out the season hot, and his stock will be up. And I think you'll find some people interested. Yep, he'll be a trade deadline. And I think we can get a 2nd round pick for him.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
but that scenario only works if you don't re-sign Lamar and you are 6 games under 500 and out of the division by the trade deadline. Because if you're in it, they're not going to move somebody off that defense.
But you know what? We could be in it. No, I'm sorry. We could be playing well defensively and still not be in it.
Yeah.
True.
I wanted to say to Steven FL, he wants to know if he can call in. You can't call in. This is not a calling show, but you can drop a little something on that Cash App, and we can read your comment in the Cash App. Okay. Or the Streamlab. Yes.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if anybody forgot this, but this year we don't have a fourth place schedule.
Well, true. We got third? We got third place schedule.
Second.
You sure? Oh, the Browns and who else was on the Steelers?
Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We do have a second place schedule.
So that
knocks
that out. I don't know, but
now I mean, some of these teams they ain't gonna be like that though. You know how the NFL is.
You know, I could tell you who the second place teams are because that list I wrote was in order. So it's the Dolphins.
We don't want to see that.
It's obviously us.
Titans.
It's the Titans. It's the Chargers. It's the Cowboys. It's the Lions.
It's the
Panthers and the Seahawks.
We already started the Panthers.
Those are the second place teams.
You said what, Andrew?
No, man, I'm just playing.
You beat the Panthers by 10 when they were running out there with Sam Darnold.
I said I was just playing B.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna be playing next year.
I know, man. I hope we don't see y'all.
Yep, Lions, Rams, Seahawks, Texans, Colts, Dolphins, and 49ers and Titans and Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's the schedule.
These are the opponents. You know, the schedule isn't announced yet, but these are the opponents.
I mean, the
yeah.
people's on.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, we got this group of fine young gentlemen. So I went on the Ravens website, and they put about 6 receivers up there that the Ravens should be in the mix for. I think the article is kind of old because Thielen was one of them. But even if it wasn't old, Thielen just signed today, Brodney?
Yes.
So, out of these 4 guys, rank them in the order that you would want them on the Ravens. Jose, start with you, Jose.
All right. So the Jaguars, who's that?
Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he would have been great 3 years ago. He'd have been great. And is that Miko?
Miko, yes. That's Marvin Jones Jr., Miko, Odell, and Chark.
Man, I'm gonna go Odell 1 still. Like, yes, he's been hurt, but I mean, you see what he is when he's healthy. I'm gonna go with Odell 1, Miko 2, Jones 3, Chark 4.
Gotcha. B.
Damn, Chark in 4th, huh? That's
Yeah, he didn't have a good year last year.
Whatever.
The young whippersnappers he was throwing to. That's why.
Marvin 45. Odell 1.
That's the way we like him.
I'm gonna say Miko 2. I'll say Chark 3, and Marvin in a distant 4th.
Gotcha. Mike.
I'm simpatico with B. Yeah, I mean, I hear the talk about Chark. Everybody high on him, but I need him to be a complimentary piece here. And I know how we do. We sign somebody like that, he's going to be number 1. So, yeah, I'm simpatico with B.
Hendo?
I'm going to go Odell 1, Chark 2. Because you can't say most of Chark's problems has been health. But you have the same thing with Odell. So you can't knock him for that. Then I'm going to go Marvin Jones 3 and Miko 4. Because Miko can't stay healthy either. And he's not done anything with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback and Andy Reid as his head coach. He still seems to lack. Now, granted, he would be the best thing in Baltimore, but just signing wise and probably the money he probably thinks he deserves, I'd have to put him at 4.
Gotcha. For me, for anybody that's new, I love Odell. I want Odell on the squad. Like, I've been wanting him on the squad. Odell, to me, is one of my favorite receivers. I ain't saying he's the best. It's one of my favorite receivers of all time, like, as far as me liking a guy. So I would say Odell 1. I would say Miko 2. And even though both of them had health issues. I would like Mecole to be the deep threat to somebody to help the run game not have to deal with 8, 9, 10, 11 people in the box. Because at least with him running past people, you got to have a corner and maybe a safety that'll help out the other people. That'll help out Mark. That'll help out Bateman. And, hopefully if Lamar's here, that'll help him out too. So that's why go ahead.
The only team he was running past like that was the Ravens. Just after year 2, the only team he was out running was the Ravens cornerbacks. Nobody else.
But they still had people over the top because of him, though, him and Tyreek. So he wasn't able to run it. And they opened it up for Kelsey, and
we had people to the top, coach, and we still
our people over the top were slow.
Who do NFL teams sign if not players who perform well against them during the season?
True.
You got a point there.
That's true.
Good. And I would go Chark 3 because that size and that speed is a good combo if he can stay healthy. And I agree. I think Marvin's just a little bit,
Long
past it. And he may be Odell age. I don't know, but
he's
32.
Oh, well, he definitely's out of there. That's for, like in when you play Madden in franchise, you don't sign nobody over 30. Unlike the Ravens play opposite Madden. They sign everybody over 30.
Yeah.
So that is the last slide. And so we're now to the end. And how many people we got to hit that like button? Let me see. Let's see how many people we got. Don't leave yet. You get ready for our surprise. Get ready for our surprise. So hit that like button. Do that. Hit subscribe also if you are not subscribed. You should be.
Right.
Then hit that bell so you can be notified. But that ain't the surprise. I'm gonna get the surprise queued up for you. Let me pull it over here.
Let's get to 100 likes. We're at 93. Let's get to 100.
Yeah, get to 100 likes. Then we drop the surprise. There we go.
Hey, what y'all doing?
There we go. Get to 100 likes. We'll drop the surprise, and then we'll run it like that.
Oh, now we're at 100.
That didn't take long.
Man, that was quick.
Right.
That didn't take long.
Well, this coach's stream, so it's a little
That didn't take
different.
long at all. So, y'all ready? Here we go.
Ready?
It's coming.
Ravens dead. Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
There you go. So who was asking about the call-in? There you go.
There you go.
So that's what we got starting next week on the 27th. So next Monday at 4:30. Do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I need a starting point to see how it goes. So we'll try to limit it to. Let me get this off the screen so y'all can see us good-looking people, not these ugly folks. So try to limit to 1 to 2 toppings a day. Depends on how many callers we have. Depends on if we have guests or whatnot. But just want to give you something on a daily basis to be consistent and hold myself to it. And then if it goes well, we'll push a 4th day. And then when the season roll around, we might have enough content to push a daily show Monday through Friday. But
and listen,
this is go ahead.
I was gonna say like this, this is totally dependent on you guys, right? The audience, right?
Yep.
If you're asking for more content, if we give you more content, you guys support it. You support it, we can give you even more. All right. Yep. So you guys already know what he brings to the table, right? You guys love the call-in shows. So 4:30, you set your reminders. Okay. Don't just rely on the YouTube notifications. Set a reminder on your phone. 4:30 is when you need to tune in and support this content.
And the thing about the call-in show is, even if you're not at your computer or whatever, you can call in and say what you got to say, and just don't hang up, and you can still hear the rest of the show. So it'll be like you're on a call, but you just you may be at work or you may be driving or something like that. You can still be on the call and still hear what's going on. Especially because if you call in and you're in the waiting room to come in, you can still hear what's going on the show.
Yes,
so that's what that is. Starting Monday, I'm starting to get my ideas together. Try to get out the first week, and when guys are available, some of these guys are available, maybe some other guys, whatnot. We're gonna have them on, but we're gonna try to limit it to 30 minutes. See how that goes, because I know with the call-in show it may end up being 45 sometime, but I'm not gonna go over 45. If I got to cut you off at 45, is it? We not no hour show, none. Not for a daily show.
Coach.
During the season, that may change because the game's going on and whatnot. But
Right.
off season, this our pilot. This is the pilot. So that's what we're running, and we'll get it together. I appreciate y'all for that. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
question, Coach.
Go ahead.
Brent wants to know, what if he doesn't have a voice like Mike's?
If you don't have a voice like Mike's, still okay to call in.
Fake it.
Because there may be about 3 or 4 voices like Mike's in the world.
Thanks.
Maybe.
But call in anyway, Brent. All right. Call in anyway, bro.
Or what you do is you take a nap and wake up right beforehand, and you get that morning voice where it's real deep, and you be like, got in with that one.
He got that smooth barrier going.
Right.
Coach working though, man. Congrats, bro.
Thanks.
Hey, got to, man. Appreciate it. That's all I know. And so we just got another dono from another 10 from, how I'm gonna say this?
Anon.
Look forward to this show. Will be a great opportunity to vent when we sign Nelson.
Disrespectful.
B, you put him up to do that, B?
Huh?
You put him up to do that?
No.
His comment.
No.
He talking about Nelson Aguilar. Appreciate it again. Appreciate it.
Lord.
So let's do our outros and wrap this thing on up. Start with you, Hendo.
Once again, I've said it before, you can find me at Ravens Online on Geek. Oh no, my apologies. You can find me at the Rogue Pod.
Rogue Pod.
This ain't no good no more.
Yeah, that's still good, but we just
Okay.
changed the name to the Rogue Pod. You can find me there on YouTube. You can find me there on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of your social media at the Rogue Pod. Rogue Pod. That's why I changed the name. So anywhere you look, that's where I am. Also, you can find me in audio form wherever you find all of your audio needs. Make sure you go over there, give a 5-star review. Help us get up in this audio game, just like you've helped me get up in this YouTube realm. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Mike, what's your number? You know your number off the top of the head?
I don't.
Number?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Let me see.
Go ahead. Hendo will look it up while we do the outro.
All right. So look, man, OTR Mike, man, and I am the host of Open Mic with yours truly. That is the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. I promise you, I put that to work this week. The next couple of episodes, you will see what I'm talking about, man. If you have not subscribed already, go over there and subscribe for your boy, man. I would appreciate it. A lot of you already are, thanks to Coach and his platform. And Coach, we appreciate you for that. So yeah, man, go over there, peep what I got out there already. Look forward to some of the new stuff coming soon. And also, I am 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast. That is what I call the best boxing podcast in the game. If you are a casual fan, right, and you enjoy watching it, but you don't really know about it or don't know much about it, man, Ring Kings podcast is where you want to be, because we don't judge. We just educate you on what's going on in the boxing game. So go over there and subscribe to that channel as well. Got a lot of fights coming up, and we will be streaming about them for sure. Oh, and I don't want to forget this, because my homie Chris ain't here, but Chris and I have birthdays coming up this week.
That's what's up.
Yes.
So if y'all gonna treat me to a coffee or a beer, or Chris the same way, we gonna throw our cash apps in here. So don't forget us. Mine is the 23rd, which is Thursday, and I think Chris said the 26th, which is Sunday. So be sure, man, to give your boys a happy birthday. Salute on those dates, man, and we appreciate y'all, of course.
Thanks. Well, this is disappointing because you still 12 away from 300.
Right.
It's very, very disappointing.
The link to Mike's channel is in the description. You go to the description, click the button, you go straight to his channel. The link to all our channels in the description, actually. So when the stream's over, pay attention, kids. Pay attention. Focus on the teacher here.
Right.
When the stream is over, go to the description, click everyone that you're not subscribed to, hit the like button. How you do it? I'm not the like button, the subscribe button. I'm sorry. Do that. All right.
Subscribe. Indeed.
We got a donation before we move on to Jose and B. Will G donated $3. He says, I love the call-in idea, Coach. And guys, great show tonight. Appreciate you, Will G.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody need to be like Will G too. Will jumped in all our Discords in one day.
Yes, facts.
One day. I mean, our Patreons in one day.
Yeah.
He jumped in one day. So
Yes,
hey, be
Will
like Will.
Be like Will.
And Brandon.
And Brandon.
Brandon, yeah.
We're gonna put down on a shirt. Be like Will and Brandon.
Go ahead, Jose and B.
All right, we are the Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We do not do call-ins. So if you're looking for call-ins, you that's that much more you need to appreciate Coach's show. We do not do call-ins. But it's an entertaining show, and we follow it up with the overtime show, which happens right after the main show. You can find that on patreon.com/LBHT show. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. And right below me, you see our website, lbhtshow.com. That is where you can find all of our audio podcasts. Okay. So if you're an audio listener and you want to listen to something in the background, but YouTube be cutting off the video when you navigate away from it, go to lbhtshow.com, click on the episode, and you can go ahead and play that. Okay. All of our podcasts are there. Ours, Coach, Ring King podcast, Deep Cover podcast, the Rogue Pod, it's all there. So go ahead and check it out.
Brandy got a comment for you.
He asked me something. What is he talking about?
He said, how much you charge through shape ups? Hey, and what we don't want to do is obviously Chris is not here. He had he was a little celebrating. His birthday coming up. He did his thing this weekend. Salute to you, Chris. Can't wait to see you back next week. But yes. Chris is 1/3 of the Deep Cover podcast. It's Chris, Michael Crawford, and Carrie Stevens. They're the Deep Cover podcast. They do pretty much weekly. They're heavy draft guys. They're going to be with us for our draft coverage. And all three will be with us for our draft coverage. So this will be your one-stop shop when it comes to draft time, especially those first 2 days. I don't know about Saturday, but Thursday and Friday, this is your place to be. You come here, we're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about life and other things that are relevant to Ravens and Panthers that day. But we'll obviously talk about the other 31 teams too, especially that first day when most of them got picks except for the Dolphins, for the most part. Just got another donation before we close this thing out. Spawn dropped the 20. Appreciate you, Spawn. He says, keep doing great content. Always appreciate in-depth film analysis. Tupac is 1, not 12.
Wait a minute. Where you coming from? So where's Spawn come from? Because I don't remember Spawn.
Right. Tupac is 1, not 12.
He went back and looked. He went back and saw the replay.
Thank you, Spawn. Get these people right, man. And I let him make it because my Kool-Aid wasn't purple enough Saturday. So I let him off the hook. And I said I wasn't going back, but appreciate it.
To defend Hendo warned y'all, this is not his list. Okay, it's the people's list. Thanks. If you wanted a different outcome, you should have voted.
But to set the record straight on Hendo, if it were Hendo's list, and Tupac might have been lower.
Thanks. You're right about that.
A hater.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
So Hendo, with that being said, since we kind of talked about it, let them know what's coming up for the next list and how they can get in on it.
Oh, okay. So for the next list, we are doing the top, what do we decide? 25?
Yeah, something like that. 25 or 30.
25 or 30 greatest rap groups of all time. So hopefully this time the people will get in and vote. But the only way that you can get in and vote is if you join Mr. Galloway's Patreon, because it's going to be a Patreon exclusive. So if you go to patreon.com/Mr. Galloway, MISTERR Galloway, sign up for his Patreon. You can be a part of that. You can join his Discord. You can hang out with us and get a bunch more perks.
That's it. That's how you get in on the next one. And then you can't, like me, be mad when your guy not where he's supposed to be. Because I didn't vote. I gave him 5 quick ones, didn't know he wanted 30. And I felt like 30 was too much for me to be right down. I actually forgot about it.
30
I gave my first 5 quick.
30 was tough.
He wasn't.
I gave him.
I'm gonna have to write names on the board and start picking.
It was tough till you start seeing that list. You're like, oh man.
Rodney gave you 30 within 5 minutes.
and I was very upset with the outcome.
So is it safe to say their list looked nothing like your list?
Not at all.
Not really.
When them young cats came in, like it was like honestly, Pac was like 5th or 6th. And then them young cats started coming in, and he just kept going down and down and down and down and down.
Like Bone Thugs.
Facts.
If y'all missed out on What was that? What we was on?
Hanging with
Hendo?
Hanging with Hendo.
And Suge came in there talking about how high Bone Thugs was, and we just torched them. By the time the stream was over with, they went from being number 2 to about number 25.
Right.
So, and I do my thing. Lastly, you can find me at obviously here on Sip the Tally Films. You can find more content for the 31 other teams where we're for the streets.
Facts.
At more Sip the Tally. You can also find me on IG and TikTok at Sip the Tally Films. I got my Facebook page is Sip the Tally Films also, or Sip the Tally Podcast. I got 2 over there. And you, like Jose said, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcast at to get this audio version tomorrow or the next day or whatever day you want to share it and with somebody and say, these the guys I be listening to on Mondays. They funny, they great looking gentlemen, they're well spoken, they're entertaining. You should check them out. You can send that podcast or you can send them the link to this video, and that's how we grow. And hopefully we went over 7,900 tonight because I was at 78.99 before the stream started. So hopefully we over 7,900 and we can officially get on the road to 8K.
8K.
Officially be on the road to 8K. So that's the goal. Hopefully by the time the season starts, but that's only 100 people. So how many people in here now? 106 people. Y'all share this on y'all social medias and say go subscribe to Coach and go subscribe to Hendo and Mike and Jose and Brodney. The subscriptions don't cost nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't cost a thing. But if you can do that, that'll help all us out. And the more you help us out and the more you show love, the more that drives us to do work.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how that kind of workflow happens. So
there are some truly awful rap groups being discussed in the chat right now. I don't want to discourage you from signing up to Mr. Galloway's Patreon. Definitely do that, but please do not participate.
Just leave it blank.
Hey, and with that being said, man, I'm gonna run this outro and we're gonna roll out of here.
Don't forget Mike 300 after the stream.
Oh yeah, get the mic.
Don't forget
the mic.
Oh, there's 2 open. There's 2 hanging with Hendos this week, baby. One on
it's
open
2 of
mic.
them.
Yeah.
Don't forget 2 hanging with Hendos. One with open mic, and the regular one on Saturday.
A Rogue Pod.
Hold on, you got a certain guest, Hendo, this Saturday? You got a certain guest this Saturday?
Nobody in particular. Whoever want to
Just
join.
regulars.
The regulars, right?
Regular deglars.
We might bring in somebody special. We might actually get a patron up in there.
Okay.
They can control themselves.
You got 50 seconds to like the video, then go subscribe to everybody down here. Handle your business.
Shout out to the homie Big Red.
Do that thing.